Hey guys, so it has been a couple of weeks, and I mean a couple of weeks, it's not been forever, like it usually has been since I've last posted, which is good. I finally now have a bit more time on my hands now to get back into this vlog and blog thing. As I mentioned, if you do follow my blog, as I mentioned in there yesterday, now finally I'm able to kind of get back into a routine, which is really good now that I've finished work and stuff. So, yay, that's really kind of an update done. You kind of know now that work is over, for now. Um, Also, about 5 days before I actually have to move to Aberdeen, it's about 5, 6 days, depending on how you class your days. So I move up there on Monday, so I'm kind of in the process of packing. Kind of got kind of a lot of stuff done. I mean, it's just really just there's my clothes, and that's pretty much it, because everything's pretty much already packed anyway, so really that's kind of the majority of it will be done either today, tomorrow, by latest Friday. So that's kind of exciting, I guess. Maybe not, really. Anyway, I didn't really want to talk about my realisation of moving out, because I figured I'd blog about it, so why would you want to hear about it and stuff, when you can just go on my blog and read all about it. So, as I mentioned in my blog, I had been in Dundee last weekend, which was really quite really quite good. I haven't been up there in a couple of months, so it was good just to be able to kind of be with my boyfriend and his friends and just have a laugh and just be a student for once. Be 19 and not like you're working and responsibilities and stuff. It was really good. I also did things I hadn't actually done in a while, like walk around like the beach in Carnoustie and the golf course at Carnoustie and stuff, because Carnoustie is very famous for its golf course, and I hadn't really walked around it. I'd seen it, hadn't really walked around it or its hotel or anything, so I did that with his mum and his gran, which was really nice. I got a chance to speak to them and get to know them a bit more and feel a bit more like part of the family, even though it's kind of too early to say that, but still, which was fun and stuff. On Saturday I went rock climbing. I haven't been rock climbing in about 10 years, and it's so good. I mean, it took me a little while to get back into it. I mean, Dylan was so impressed, it only took me like a couple of climbs to get really into it and to really want to try the really difficult stuff. I haven't been upside down yet. I think that's going to be a big challenge, is to try and go upside down when rock climbing. But I really can't wait to try and do that. Usually I would be like, oh my god, no. But this time I'm like, oh my god, yes. So that was really quite fun, rock climbing and trying different difficulties. Also seeing him climb as well, because he loves climbing and he hasn't been for a while. So it was really fun just to see him do something that he likes to do, because usually we do things I want to do, and this time it was what I wanted to do, but it was something that he loves doing. Like, he loves going climbing, and and I seen that. I seen he loved his climbing, and I loved it as well. So hopefully it becomes a regular thing that we do, that we kind of go climbing once every so often and stuff. Also went on my first night out in a while as well, and it was really good. I mean, it was only there was only like 4 of us that went out, but it was really good just to have a decent night and to get absolutely drunk. Even though by the time I got home I was sober again, but yeah, these things happen, right? But it was good to kind of go out, have a bit of a party and stuff. So that was quite fun. But the journey and travelling felt good. Felt like I was back to kind of doing stuff that I'm used to doing. Like, I'm used to travelling on trains by myself and stuff. And speaking of trains, that's another thing I also want to talk to you guys about. I've noticed I haven't really told you much about me and who I am, so I figured I may as well tell you something that's completely bizarre and completely bonkers, and people might think, wait, what? She does it all the time, why is she like this? Well, when it comes to trains, you can say I have a slight, not fear, but like a slight, like I get panic attacks, like I take panic. I panic a lot more when I'm on a train than anything else in the world. I mean, same with planes, to be honest with you. If I have to be on a plane or a train, I have to at least be at the train station, like, a good while before the train has to leave. Like, I think my record is like an hour. That's my record. Actually, I think it's been 2 hours. It's been my record for being at train station before I have to leave. But that was only because all the shops were shut and my train was like 9 o'clock at night and all the shops were shut, so I had to be somewhere. But like, when it's come to like me just like during the day, my longest time being at a train station before my train has to leave is an hour. I have such fear of being late for a train or having to like run for a train or not being present when the train is there at the platform ready for me. And I've always hated it. Something that's always happened. Like, I can remember it when I was young. Like, I remember these stories when I was young, just being on a train in my family. So, like, me being on the train station, my parents, my mum and that, knowing my fear, me being on the train and one of my family members being in a shop still, I'd be sitting on the train going, oh my God, they're not going to make it. Oh my God, why are they doing this to me? And it has got a lot, I say it's got a little bit better, but it really, really kind of hasn't. Like, I want it to get better. I mean, I'm trying so hard. I mean, me training a lot more makes it a lot easier, but I still have the fear of it. It still freaks me out. I mean, I was on my train, like on Friday, I was on my train from Musborough to Edinburgh Waverley to get my train to Dundee. And, like, I had plenty of time. I had, like, my train was a good half an hour, like, good 40 minutes before my train left from Waverley. It takes about 10 minutes to get from Musborough to Edinburgh Waverley. But the train I was on from Musborough to Edinburgh, I know that they had to stop to let trains on platforms and stuff, but it stopped twice, and my brain just went into, oh my God, I'm not going to make my train. Now, I knew I had plenty of time and stuff, but my train was late into Edinburgh. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to make my train, even though I had plenty of time. And I don't show it a lot, like, I show it a lot less now. Like, when I was a kid, I would panic, I would scream, I would moan, I would cry. And I show it a lot less now, but I still had that fear. Like, my brain switched from being nice and calm, like, I'm going to get there in time, to switching to, oh my God, if this train does not make it in Edinburgh in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to panic, even though I had a good 20 minutes. But I like to be, as I said, at the platform or even in the train station a good while before, especially when it comes to Edinburgh, where Edinburgh has 20 platforms, and some of the platforms are on the other side of the train station, and you have to like run from one end to the other. And I hate doing that. I've done that once. It was not pretty. I hated it. And so, like, I like being there a good time before. So if I do forget, if I do what I did on Friday, forget to pick up stuff, I can go into a shop, pick up some stuff, and leave again, without having to panic going, oh my God, there's a queue, like, what am I going to do? Even though I did that on Friday, I had plenty of time, but I still panicked that there was a queue in Boots. I still panicked. But I still got on my train at good 15 minutes before I was meant to leave, and it was all fine. It was all good. I didn't panic much. As soon as I get on the train, my last train I'm meant to get on, as soon as I know that I'm sitting there, I'm fine. Although I do sometimes panic that I get on the wrong train, even though I know I got on the right one. Like, I can see the sign that says, like, this train will stop at all these stops. I was sort of like, is this the right train? Like, it's just my panic mode. I mean, I do it when I go on planes as well. When it comes to planes, as soon as we're past the big security barrier that goes beep, 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 if you have metal on you, I have to be at the gate that plane will leave off. Unless, of course, you've got like a huge, long, like 10-hour wait. Although sometimes I have been known to want to get to that gate and then know how far it is from the shop, like the shops and the food place to the gate. I do. Sometimes there is a known thing that I like to know that. Unless, of course, you don't know what gate we're on. But I don't like not knowing, and then until like they tell us at 20 minutes before that we're on the opposite side of the terminal. Hate that. My parents do kind of like. My parents, and they know I get like this. My mum especially knows I get like this. But she would have, like, I know she thinks by now that it should have gone, like, that fear, that panic mode should have left, and it's not left, and it's something that still affects her. Like, I remember, like, me and her one day when I was off work, we were going up to Aberdeen, and, like, we got to the train station, and we realised we'd forgot something, but we didn't have time to go back to my house, to go back to our train. It was going from, like, we were getting our train from to Edinburgh Waverley. It was not possible. Like, and I panicked. I was like, I was a state. I don't like it. I don't like being, like, leaving my house 5 minutes before my train leaves. I thought train station is, I know they're like a couple minutes away, but I don't like it. I hate it with a passion. And, you know, it's something that my mom meant, like, Dylan now is trying to stop that panic. I mean, Dylan knows I don't like it, so he got me to the station at the good half an hour, 40 minutes before my train had to leave. But I know that it frustrates everyone. It frustrates everyone I've ever been on a train with. It really does. Because I do have this thing of, oh my god, I need to be at the train station. If there's one with the ticket barrier things, I need to be past that ticket barrier, like, you know, to get in, to get through, to get to the platform. I need to be through that barrier really quickly. Although on Sunday, I was quite proud of myself. It was only like 3 minutes before the train was during the platform to leave. I went through the ticket barrier. But usually it's been known that I had to be through there. I think last time I was in Carnoustie, it was 20 minutes before my train had to leave. I was through that barrier. And I do sometimes my panic, I have more fear than others. I mean, you know, sometimes I do have that panic a lot more. But yeah, that's something completely bonkers, completely random, and completely something that some of you that might actually have. Some of you might actually have that fear as well. It might not just be me. Some of you might have it and might be like, right, there's someone else that's just like me. Or I could be the only one in the world, and then I can just be a loner. So yeah, so that's kind of an update on kind of how things are about my life in Carnoustie and my fear, not really a fear, I don't know what to call it, of, like, you know, leaving trains and train panic. Yeah, there you go, train panic, that's what I'm going to call it. So hopefully I'll be back next week where I will show you my flat. I will take you a tour of my flat because I do have one. So yeah, later.